Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. So in this video I'm going to try to attempt to answer the question, is a Harbor Freight Anvil any good to forge on? Now, many of you know already, but for those of you who don't and are new to the channel, I had my start on a Harbor Freight Anvil about 13 years ago. That's what I originally started forging on, and I was pleased as punch just to have an anvil-shaped object in my house that I could take and beat around on a few things with in my shop in my earlier years. Now, I am now a full-time professional blacksmith and have been for about 9 years now, coming up on 10, and it's, you know, I've obviously upgraded on anvils. So we're going to go all the way back to using a Harbor Freight 55-pound anvil, along with a Harbor Freight made in China here 3-pound crosspeen hammer. In fact, this was my original forging hammer I started blacksmithing on. Of course, this is an original handle. I had to replace several handles along the way, but as you can see, I still have this in my shop. So I've got a piece of bar stock heated up. Let me go grab that, and we are going to forge us something. All right, so here we go. We're going to see how she holds up. Alright, so right off, this is a lot more hammer than I usually work with. This is a 3-pounder. My daily driver is a 1 3/4 pound hammer that I made myself. So this hammer here is usually my daily driver. But when I first got started, I thought big burly blacksmith needs big burly hammer. Alright, so far, so good. No grooves in the anvil top. So let me go ahead and put that back in the fire. Let's move you up a little bit so you can see my pretty face. Whoop. All right, so let's talk about this thing for a little bit. Harbor Freight takes a bad rap for a lot of their tools, and rightfully so. Their tools are not the greatest things on the face of the planet, and many people will say they suck. In fact, I'll put a link to a card where I did exactly that as a clickbait thumbnail to get people to come in and watch a video not too long ago. Again, and it was, how much does it suck? A Harbor Freight Anvil. And in that video, what I was trying to express and explain to people is that it's okay to start where you are. If all you've got access to is grabbing a Harbor Freight Anvil, you shouldn't let anybody make you feel lesser than, because that's your starting point and that's where you're going with to begin with. That's where I started. Now I have a 465-pound Pettinghaus anvil, and that was a lifetime kind of achievement for me to actually buy the anvil of my dreams. So you can start with the most hated anvil on the internet, and the only important part is that you start blacksmithing somewhere. What will this anvil do? This anvil is going to make you work to death. It has 0 rebound to it. There's not enough mass in it really to return anything to your hammer blows. It's really lightweight. It's rough around the edges, and heck, like I've been told 4,000 times, the guys over on the Water Jet channel cut one in half and found Bondo inside of it. Granted, it was in the bottom. I believe, if I remember correctly when I watched the video, it was in the bottom of the anvil, most likely where they poured it, or where the sprue was, and they filled in that cavity. So again, does it have Bondo in it? I've heard horror stories with these. So again, you're going to kind of get what you pay for. It's 69 bucks for a 50-pound anvil. You're going to get what you pay for on those things. But can you use it? Well, that's what we're finding out today. So let me grab that metal. It's probably hot again. And we're going to forge a big leaf. All right, we got a little bit more work done there. Obviously, the more you can keep your hammer blows over the center mass of the anvil, the better off you're going to be. If you get over the tail, like I see a lot of beginners smithing on, it's not going to work as well. Same way, if you go over the horn, there's no mass under the horn, and you will not be able to forge like that either. So keep it over the center body or the center mass of the anvil when you're forging. So there you go. I don't know what you all think just yet, but apparently it can forge. Hopefully I got enough light on me here. It looks kind of dark on camera. Let me bring this light in just a little bit closer. All right, there we go. Hopefully that works out better. Hopefully I'm not so dang dark now. Can't really tell. Anyways, right now, no mess ups, no waller spots, no big hammer gouges or anything else. So that's something that I want to point out a little bit. This is a cast iron anvil. It is soft and brittle all at the same time. Cast iron is generally a lot brittle. It's a lot more brittle than, say, ductile iron like you would find in a swedge block or something of that nature. So this is a soft anvil, and it's cast iron, so it's not going to be hardened. You're not going to have any sort of resistance to scuffing or abrasion on the actual surface of it at all. So keep that in mind. Now, is that specifically that important to a beginner just starting out? No. A lot of beginners can't hit where they look to begin with, and you're just learning to get that hand-eye coordination down point. So you're going to destroy the top of this anvil, and you're going to destroy the top of a good anvil if you go out and buy a good anvil, just simply because you don't know how to hit where you look just yet. But as you get better and as you've picked up, you know, some skills and stuff along the way, you'll get better and more accurate with your hammer blows, and then you won't ding up the anvils as bad. Now, this is a bunch of ding marks in it from my kids. I let my kids use this anvil to, you know, tinker around on in the shop. It's a great anvil for them, and I don't have to worry about them blowing a chunk out of, you know, a high carbon steel anvil of any type. You know, will this beat something like a Holland anvil? The US made, cast out of H13? Nope. This won't hold up even close. Will this supersede or beat one of them little 66-pound Achio anvils that you can get on Amazon? Link in the description down below. No, it won't beat those either. But so far, it's holding up to a 3-pound hammer's abuse. Let's spread it. We'll get it hot again. If anything, it's smoothing out the marks from my kids. It's smoothing out all the lumpy bumpies that my kids had on there. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I certainly started off on a Harbor Freight Anvil. Of course, it was the bane of my existence. I looked to upgrade as soon as I could. That upgrade didn't happen for about 4 years until I found my first real anvil. And that's okay. That's okay. Listen to me say that to you if you're a beginner. That's okay. You can work up to better tooling as you go along. So don't let anybody put you down in a comment section, in some online forum or group somewhere, that, oh, just because you're not forging on, you know, the most illustrious anvil out there in the world, you know, oh, well, you just must not be a real blacksmith, or you don't take it seriously, or anything else like that. I forged for, like I said, about 4 years. It was a weird time in there where I had an extra anvil coming to me. Anyways, point is, I forged for about 4 years on an anvil before I found my real, you know, a real anvil, so to speak. And I graduated from this bad boy all the way up to a 300-pound, a 300-pound mouse hole anvil. So it was a big graduation, a big step up. But again, I did have to work on these when I first got started for about 4 years. Well, there you have it. So that's worked out pretty fine. Again, if you start hammering and wailing on cold metal against this cold, soft anvil, most likely it is going to bite into it. So you work hot metal on a soft anvil. So what can I say? You be the judge. Can it forge? Can you forge on the nasty bane of the internet 55-pound Harbor Freight Anvil? Yes, you can. If you aren't purposely going out to try to damage this, and if you are really trying to work on your hammer accuracy and your hammer blows and get them on point on your material, and if you bring hot metal to the anvil and work the metal while it's hot and not while it's cold, yes, you can forge on this anvil. Yes, you should buy this anvil if you're a beginner and you have no other options for a quality anvil. Should you look for better? Yes. Yes, you should. But let that be a lesson to all the naysayers out there. Yes, you can forge on them. Is it fun? I don't know. My first experience, I was just tickled pink just to be forging. And I think that's a lot of people's beginning experience. They're just happy to be forging. They're not anvil snobs just yet. It takes many years in an online forum before they become an anvil snob. So that's it for today. Thank you all for watching this video. Thank you to my channel members for supporting great content here at Christ-Centered Ironworks. I love you all to bits. Thank you so much for that. If it is your first time watching this channel, you should subscribe. There's over 1,500 videos of content here, mostly tutorials. A good portion, 98% of them are all tutorial videos on about anything you could want to know about blacksmithing. So I encourage you to subscribe, bell for notifications, and as always, God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one.